Imagine, if you will, a universe caught in a never-ending cycle, a timeless dance of creation and destruction, birth and rebirth. What if the cosmos, from its fiery origins to the silent, dark depths of space, is woven together by an eternal rhythm? What if we are, each of us, not mere observers, but participants in this ancient cosmic cycle? It's a question that has haunted humanity for as long as we've looked up at the stars. We see the rise of galaxies, the death of stars, and the quiet persistence of life, and we can't help but wonder, are these cycles more than cosmic phenomena? Are they perhaps echoes of something deeper, something that speaks to the very nature of existence itself? Our journey will take us through the science behind these cycles, the myths that mirror them, and the symbols that have inspired civilizations for millennia. We'll ask ourselves, what if the universe's cycles reflect our own lives, our own endings and beginnings? Together we may just glimpse the hidden pulse of the cosmos, a pulse that has shaped the mysteries of myth, driven our quest for knowledge, and connected us to the vastness beyond. Scientists have long searched for answers about the origin of the universe. In their quest, they've proposed theories that might seem at first glance closer to myth than science. There's the Big Bang, of course, the explosive birth of everything we know. But as we trace the story of the cosmos, we find it's not simply an expansion from nothing. There are whispers in the equations, hints of a greater cycle. Imagine the Big Crunch, a theory suggesting that one day all that has been flung outward will return, as if the universe itself breathes, expanding and contracting. But this isn't merely a scientific hypothesis, it's a concept echoed in ancient lore. Take the Big Bounce, which suggests that each collapse of the universe might give rise to yet another Big Bang, a cycle of endless renewal where destruction sows creation and each ending is also a beginning. This cyclical nature exists not just in the realm of scientific thought, but deep in the myths that humanity has carried for millennia. In Hindu cosmology, there's the concept of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth that echoes through time. At the heart of this cycle are the great deities, Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. Together they represent the universe's rhythm, where creation and destruction are but two sides of the same cosmic force. The universe, to the ancient Hindus, was not something that could be destroyed once and for all. It would always return, renewed. In Norse mythology, we find Ragnarok, a prophesied apocalypse where gods and worlds perish in a final fiery battle. Yet even here, this end is not final. After Ragnarok, the world is reborn from the ashes of destruction. A new earth emerges, lush and green. Just as stars form in the wake of cosmic destruction, so too does a new world rise after Ragnarok, breathing life from what was once lost. It's no wonder humanity has always been drawn to tales of rebirth. Look up and we see the rise and fall of stars, the life and death of galaxies, and we realize these myths are not just stories of gods and heroes. They are mirrors, reflections of the universe itself. Could it be that the cosmos, vast and infinite as it seems, is part of a cycle that knows no end, no beginning, only transformation? Our ancestors, without telescopes, without equations, sensed this pattern, felt its truth, and expressed it in stories that survive to this day. In the timeless dance of creation and destruction, they glimpsed the rhythms of the cosmos just as we do now. Creation and destruction are not opposites. They are partners, bound together in an endless loop. And it's here in this cycle that we may begin to understand not only the universe, but also our place within it. Now let us linger on a paradox, a contradiction at the heart of existence. For in this universe, destruction is not an end, but a beginning. It is from the ashes of cosmic devastation that the seeds of creation are sown. This is the universe's deepest mystery, its grandest secret, that what perishes gives way to new life, that every death is, in its own way, a rebirth. Consider the supernova, one of the most violent events in the cosmos. A star, having burned for billions of years, reaches the end of its life, and in its final act it explodes, sending shockwaves across light years. Its brilliant light may reach our eyes here on Earth, a final farewell that dances across the sky. But that explosion, its destruction, is far from meaningless. In fact, it's a beginning. From the debris of that shattered star, new elements are forged: iron, gold, carbon, the very building blocks of planets, of oceans, of life itself. Carl Sagan once reminded us of a profound truth when he said, "We are made of star stuff. Every atom in our bodies, every breath we take, every thought we think, all of it exists because a star once gave its life. Without destruction, there would be no planets, no life, no us." It's a haunting, beautiful realization, isn't it, though? That we are, quite literally, the ashes of ancient stars. In a way, we are the universe becoming aware of itself, born from its own cosmic death. And it's not just stars that embody this cycle of destruction and creation. Consider the black hole, the very epitome of cosmic obliteration. A region of space where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape its grasp. To encounter a black hole is to witness the universe's power to consume, to erase. Yet within the mysteries surrounding black holes lies a strange, tantalizing possibility. Some scientists suggest that black holes may act as cosmic recyclers, transforming matter in ways we barely understand. Imagine a black hole as a cosmic doorway, a place where reality itself bends and twists. Some theories propose that within a black hole's depths, entire new universes could form, a place where the death of one reality gives birth to another. Could it be that black holes, in all their destructive power, might be seeds for new realms, where old realities die, only for new ones to be born? It's a question that stretches beyond science, touching the edges of philosophy and myth. And how fitting it is, then, that humanity has chosen the symbol of the phoenix, a creature that dies in flames only to rise anew from its own ashes, as an emblem of renewal. The phoenix resonates across cultures and centuries because it captures a truth we all feel, a truth we sense but cannot always articulate, that loss is not the end but a gateway. In the ashes of what has perished, new beginnings lie dormant. This motif, this paradox, is not confined to the pages of myth. We see it brought to life in stories that touch us deeply, tales of rebirth against all odds. In the movie Interstellar, humanity faces extinction, and yet through the discovery of a wormhole, a gateway forged in the blackness of space, the chance for new life, for a new beginning emerges. Here, destruction and despair are not dead ends, but catalysts for survival, for hope, for the enduring human will to persevere. Or take Dark Souls, a game where kingdoms rise and fall in an endless cycle, where fires are kindled and fade, only to be reignited again. It's a world that teaches us through struggle and renewal that creation and destruction are inseparable forces. The game's landscapes are filled with remnants of ancient civilizations, forgotten heroes, and fires that still smolder, a testament to resilience, to rebirth. Even in the three-body problem, we see alien civilizations grappling with cosmic cycles of collapse and renewal. Their story is one of survival against the backdrop of a hostile universe where destruction becomes a crucible that tempers and renews the drive to live. In each collapse, there is the possibility for growth, for transformation, a reminder that even on the cosmic scale, rebirth is woven into the very fabric of existence. And so we come to see that destruction in all its harshness is a form of alchemy. It is the universe's way of transforming the old into the new, the lost into the found. The stars themselves, in their final moments, offer us a profound lesson that every end carries within it the seeds of a new beginning. The universe, it seems, has a strange, almost poetic logic, one that reminds us that from dust life emerges, and to dust we will one day return. If destruction is truly a form of creation, then might every ending in our own lives, every loss we suffer, hold within it the promise of something new? The cosmos tells us that death is not an end but a transformation. And perhaps if we listen closely, we might hear this same whisper within ourselves, that in each of our own struggles there lies a spark of renewal, a seed of rebirth waiting to rise from the ashes. Chapter 3. Ashes of Creation as a Scientific Concept. So we have looked to the heavens, witnessed stars in their final blazing moments, and seen black holes as cosmic enigmas, gateways of destruction that might just cradle the birth of new realities. Yet there is an underlying law that governs all of this, an invisible hand that ensures nothing in this universe is ever truly lost. It's a principle at the core of everything we know, woven into the very fabric of the cosmos, the conservation of energy. Science tells us that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed. It's a notion so simple yet so profound, for it implies that everything that was still is in some form. The atoms of our bodies, the matter that surrounds us, all of it has existed since the dawn of time, changed, reshaped, recycled by the universe in an endless loop of transformation. This law, so fundamental to our understanding of physics, speaks to a concept as old as humanity's first philosophies. For if everything that is was once something else, then we too are the inheritors of cosmic history. We carry within us the remnants of stars, of galaxies, of ancient energies that have crossed the vastness of space and time. Each one of us, in a very real, very scientific sense, is a collection of stories that the universe has told over eons. And it's here, in this fundamental truth, that science and philosophy meet. Consider, if you will, the words of Isaac Asimov in his epic work, Foundation. In Asimov's story, civilization itself is subject to cycles of collapse and renewal, much like a heartbeat pulsing through history. Even as empires fall, knowledge persists, preserved, passed down, ready to ignite new fires of understanding. Asimov's vision reminds us that knowledge, like energy, is never truly lost, merely waiting to be transformed, reborn in new minds, in new eras. The Mass Effect series captures a similar idea. Here, humanity stands on the precipice of galactic extinction, facing an ancient force that has brought countless civilizations to their knees. But within this cycle of destruction, there is a seed of hope, a possibility that humanity might survive, adapt, and rise again, carrying forward the knowledge and spirit of those who came before. Just as matter and energy are preserved, so too is the will to endure, the instinct to rebuild from the ashes. And so this principle of conservation, the notion that nothing is ever truly lost, extends far beyond the laws of physics. It is a truth woven into the very structure of existence, a truth that transcends even the vast reaches of the cosmos. For each cycle, each transformation brings with it the potential for something new. From stardust to soil, from ash to life, the universe recycles itself, endlessly creating from the remnants of what once was. If we look closely, we see this concept reflected all around us in everything from the turning of the seasons to the rise and fall of civilizations. Every winter yields to spring. Every night gives way to dawn. The ancient Egyptians saw life as an eternal cycle, embodied in the phoenix, a creature that dies only to be reborn from its own ashes. It's no surprise, then, that such symbols resonate with us. They speak to a truth that feels both cosmic and deeply personal. So, as we consider this principle, we might ask ourselves, if the universe can recycle itself, transforming matter and energy across epochs, what transformations await us? What might we create from the ashes of our own lives, the remnants of our own experiences? If energy endures, if life is a cycle, then perhaps our stories too are part of a vast, unending narrative. For in the grand cosmic play, every end is but an act, every fall a chance to rise again. And as we gaze into the stars, we might feel a sense of belonging, a quiet knowledge that we too are part of the great cycle of creation, destruction, and rebirth. Chapter 4: The Psychology of Symbols in Cosmic Creation. From the dawn of time, humans have turned to symbols to make sense of the world, to find meaning in the chaos, to grasp the ungraspable. And no symbols have held greater power over our imaginations than those that speak of renewal and eternity, of life rising from the ashes. Consider the phoenix, an ancient symbol that appears across civilizations and belief systems, each culture interpreting it in its own way. The ancient Egyptians believed in a mythical bird called the Bennu, a creature that resembled a heron and was associated with the sun, creation, and rebirth. The Bennu was thought to have created itself from the flames of a holy tree, rising anew in cycles that echoed the sun's daily journey across the sky. This idea of a creature that dies and is reborn has become the phoenix we recognize today, a bird consumed by flames only to rise fully renewed from its own ashes. To the Greeks, the phoenix was a symbol of the sun's cyclical nature, dying each night and rising with the dawn. Its lifespan, they believed, was hundreds of years. and when it grew weary, it would set its own nest ablaze, perishing in fire and rising once again, reborn. This image of death followed by rebirth struck a deep chord, reminding them, and perhaps us, of a greater truth, that life and death are not opposing forces, but partners in an eternal cycle. The Ouroboros, another ancient symbol, depicts a serpent or dragon devouring its own tail, forming a perfect circle. The symbol originated in ancient Egypt and was later adopted by the Greeks and other cultures. The Ouroboros represents infinity, the eternal return, and the idea that beginnings and endings are one and the same. It shows that life is self-sustaining and self-consuming, an endless loop where everything that was becomes part of everything that will be. But why do these symbols resonate so deeply within us? What is it about the idea of rebirth, of endless cycles, that draws us in? Psychologists like Carl Jung, a pioneer of modern psychology, believed that symbols like the phoenix and the Ouroboros are not just cultural artifacts, but archetypes, universal symbols that arise from what he called the collective unconscious. Jung proposed that these archetypes are part of a shared psychological inheritance, a collection of memories and ideas common to all human beings. They represent patterns of behavior, emotions, and thought that lie deep within us, surfacing across cultures and eras. In Jung's view, symbols like the phoenix and Ouroboros serve as powerful anchors, helping us make sense of experiences that are both universal and deeply personal. They remind us that life is cyclical, that endings are not final, and that we too are part of this eternal rhythm. Jung believed that by recognizing these symbols and their meanings, we could tap into a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. The phoenix, then, becomes more than just a mythical bird. It's a mirror of our own struggles and triumphs, a reminder that even in our darkest moments there is the potential for renewal. We see these symbols in modern stories as well. In Neil Gaiman's novel American Gods, gods and mythical beings exist in the modern world, but their power is tied to human belief. When people stop believing, the gods weaken and fade, slipping into obscurity. But with renewed faith, they are reborn, revitalized by the devotion of their followers. It's a modern tale of death and resurrection, a reflection of the phoenix myth, where belief itself becomes a kind of fuel for existence, a force that can bring even the forgotten back to life. In The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin, cycles of change and transformation define not only individual lives but entire societies. The novel, set on a planet called Gethen, explores the lives of a society where the inhabitants are not bound by fixed genders. Instead, they shift between male and female. This society's entire worldview is shaped by an acceptance of change as the natural state of life, where identity and roles are fluid. In this world, renewal and transformation are not simply events, they are woven into the fabric of daily life, reminding us of the adaptability and resilience that lie at the core of human experience. And so, as we examine these symbols, we find ourselves drawn to the truth they convey, that nothing in this world is truly static. Life, like the cosmos, is a series of cycles, a journey that is constantly evolving. We lose and we gain, we rise and we fall, and through it all, these symbols guide us, offering us a map through the unknown. It is no wonder, then, that symbols like the phoenix and the tree of life continue to capture our imaginations. They remind us that in the face of adversity, of endings, there is always the possibility of rebirth, that just as stars die to give birth to planets and black holes transform matter into mystery, so too do we have within us the power to rise, to renew, to find meaning in the ashes. In these symbols we see ourselves. We see our struggles, our triumphs, our journeys through the cycles of existence. And in them we find the courage to face the unknown, knowing that every end is but a new beginning, every loss a gateway to something greater. Chapter 5. Humanity's fascination with cosmic origins and the cycle of life. As we look up to the stars, it is only natural to wonder, where did we come from? What is the origin of all this? The planets, the stars, the very atoms that make up our bodies. It's a question that has fascinated humanity for millennia, driving us to search, to question, to seek meaning in the vastness of the cosmos. Carl Sagan, an American astronomer, once famously said, "We are made of star stuff." And he meant it quite literally. The elements that form our bodies, our world, everything we touch and see, They were forged in the heart of ancient stars, stars that burned bright for billions of years, only to end their lives in spectacular explosions, scattering their elements across the universe like cosmic seeds. From these ashes of creation, planets formed, and on at least one of them, life took hold. You, me, everyone who has ever lived. We are, in a sense, the universe becoming aware of itself, the cosmos made conscious through a long, intricate cycle of birth and rebirth. But humanity's fascination with cosmic origins goes beyond science. There's a sense, a pull deep within us to believe that our lives are connected to something eternal, something cyclical. It's why so many ancient cultures saw life as a journey through recurring cycles. In Egyptian mythology, Osiris, the god of the afterlife, was torn apart, only to be reborn. His death and rebirth became a powerful symbol of the cycle of life, death, and renewal, reminding the Egyptians that life's transitions were part of a larger pattern. In Hindu belief, the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, samsara, captures the idea that life is not linear but circular, each ending a prelude to a new beginning. In this belief, every soul is bound to samsara until it reaches enlightenment, at which point it escapes the cycle. This vision of life as an endless journey of growth, learning, and transformation has captivated humanity for centuries, grounding us in a view of existence that feels as old as time itself. Our curiosity about origins isn't just about the past, it shapes our vision for the future. The modern environmental movement, for instance, is grounded in the principle of sustainability, a desire to preserve, to regenerate, to create a world where we, like the phoenix, can rise from our own ashes and leave something lasting for generations to come. In The Three-Body Problem by Liu Cixin, humanity confronts a civilization-shaking truth that cycles of collapse and renewal may not only define life on Earth, but life across the cosmos. The characters in this story grapple with cosmic forces far beyond their control, forces that threaten to destroy them. Yet within that struggle, there lies an opportunity for growth, a potential to rise, adapt, and overcome, a cycle of destruction and creation that reflects the resilience of life itself. And in Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari, we see an exploration of the myths and symbols that have bound societies together, the shared beliefs that gave us the strength to build, to create, to endure. Harari reminds us that it is these stories, these symbols, that have allowed humans to cooperate on scales unimaginable to any other species. They are our collective memory, our shared heritage, and they enable us to see ourselves as part of something larger, something that began long before us and will continue long afterward. We live in an age of remarkable discovery, where telescopes peer across billions of light years and probes journey to the outer edges of our solar system. And yet, despite all this, the questions that drive us remain deeply familiar. Where did we come from? Where are we going? How does our story fit into the vast cycle of life and death, creation and destruction? Perhaps the answers lie not just in the distant stars, but within us, in our need to find meaning, in our desire to connect with something eternal. The stars may be our birthplace, but it is our myths, our stories, our symbols that give that birthplace meaning. And so we continue to search, to explore, not just to understand the cosmos, but to understand ourselves. Conclusion: why we seek meaning in cosmic cycles. So what does it mean to live in a universe defined by cycles of creation and destruction? What does it mean to see ourselves in the stars, to recognize that we are, in essence, the product of countless cycles, each one building upon the ashes of the last? Perhaps it means that we are not alone, not in the sense of life beyond Earth, but in the sense that we are part of something eternal, something vast and interconnected. We are stardust, yes, but we are also the dreams of our ancestors, the symbols that have guided humanity through the ages, the myths that speak to our deepest fears and our highest hopes. In every culture, every age, people have looked to the cosmos and seen a mirror of their own lives. They've seen the phoenix rising from the ashes. They've seen the tree of life endlessly regenerating. They've seen the Ouroboros, the serpent that swallows its own tail, symbolizing the infinite cycle of life. These symbols remind us of something fundamental, that in every ending there is a beginning, that in every loss there is the potential for something new. So, as we look to the stars and ponder the mysteries of the universe, we might do well to remember that we too are part of this grand, eternal cycle. Every challenge, every setback, every loss we face is, in its own way, a step in the journey of renewal. Just as the stars die to create worlds, so too do we have the power to transform, to rise from our own ashes, to create meaning in the face of uncertainty. For in the end, the universe is a story, and we are its storytellers. We carry forward the lessons of those who came before us, and one day we will pass them on to those who come after. It is a story of creation, of destruction, of rebirth, a story that has no beginning and no end. And so, as we gaze upon the stars, we might feel a sense of peace, knowing that we are part of this grand, eternal cycle. A cycle that whispers to us that life is not merely a fleeting moment, but a continuous unfolding, a never-ending dance of ashes and light.